Everybody knows that mods are a huge part of GTA 5, and that's a huge reason as to why it's remained popular for so long. But how can you make your game look a little more modern? My name is Chaos. Today we're going to be checking out some of the best graphics mods on the market right now. Drop a like if you've ever used any of these. Thank you to everybody that has been subbing and turning on those notifications and supporting the videos. We truly appreciate it. We're going to start things off, and every link will be in the description if you want to check these mods out, with GTA Realism. I mean, the title says it, right? This is a mod that will surely make your eye candy receptors perk up. GTA Realism was released 6 years ago. It's been updated many times, and it looks as good as possible. The name implies it. It's all about making the world of Los Santos look as realistic as it can. This mod will improve the textures, even swap many of them out for something a little more realistic. Bullet impacts are also drastically improved to help add to the realism, and your character now has to pay attention to the amount of weight they're carrying while walking around, or else, guess what? It's realistic. It may hinder the gameplay, just like in real life. This mod also reworks a lot of the AI to make civilians and cops, well, it makes them smarter, which makes driving around a lot more interesting, and it also makes fights with the police way harder because, once again, they're way smarter. GTA Realism not only improves all the visuals of GTA 5, but it also brings the gameplay much closer to a simulation game. And we're just getting started. Next up, VISUALV. Now, Rockstar made an amazing world with Los Santos, and their attention to detail is some of the best in the industry. Everybody will agree with that. But if there's one thing that a lot of players wanted to be a little better on launch day, it was the weather. Well, here you go. VISUALV comes in and takes over that. This is an overhaul mod that completely reworks the weather in GTA 5. And it also references real pictures and videos of Los Angeles weather to get a better idea how it would impact the city and interact with the lighting and the architecture. VISUALV also reworks some of the camera effects like a lens flare and shadows to make the game more realistic, and it also works better with the new weather effects. It's awesome. It's definitely worth a try. At over 1.6 million downloads, it's doing something right. Next up is the FPS Booster. There's nothing wrong with a good old-fashioned frame rate booster, am I right? Now, it won't do much to your resolution or textures, but it will greatly improve the stability of the game overall. It's going to give you a much smoother visual experience, which is ultimately just as important as the way the game looks. FPS Booster can be used on any computer, and since it doesn't actually modify the game files, it can be used in GTA Online without getting flagged. Many GTA mods can only be used offline, but FPS Booster is an exception. If you love GTA 5 or GTA Online or both, but you feel like your computer is struggling to run it from time to time, or maybe you just want to crank frames up, give FPS Booster a shot. It's been downloaded 320,000 times, and it has a 4.2 out of 5 rating on GTA5mods.com, so it's legit. Back to the real life with real life graphics. Now, a lot of mods on this list will give you a graphical overhaul as well as some gameplay changes, but if you just want to crank up the visual fidelity of the game, RLG is where it's at. Released in May of 2015 and updated countless times, it not only drastically improves the graphics, but it also gives you a ton of additional graphic settings you can toy around with in the menus. According to the mod's creators, their goal was to approximate reality. And if you ask me, they approximated it very well. It looks amazing, and it's definitely a good place to start if you're looking for some good eye candy mods for GTA. Number 6 today is Vibrant Realism Shader FX. Now, if you spend any time in Los Angeles, you probably know that Los Santos looks very similar, but there's a few things that are off, primarily with the lighting and the shadows. Now, obviously, Rockstar can't perfectly replicate what it's like to walk around Los Angeles, but if you install the Vibrant Realism Shader FX mod, whoo, that's a lot to say, you're going to get close. This mod will rework all the shadows and the lighting in the game to make it behave more realistically, and the map colors will also change a little more depending on the time of day or how much light is hitting them, just like in real life. In the grand scheme of things, it's a rather small list of changes, but the end results look amazing. At number 5 today, we're halfway home. HD Low End. Now, with how popular GTA 5 is, and a lot of people want to experience it for all it's worth, if you're playing on an older, lower tier PC, that's not going to happen. Well, maybe. That's where HD Low End comes in. This is one of the most downloaded mods on GTA 5 mods, and it's basically a giant overhaul in the back end of the game to make it run way better on weaker machines. Even if you're trying to play GTA 5 on a stock laptop that you got from Target maybe, HD Low End can drastically improve your performance. It's been downloaded 245,000 times, and it's still being regularly updated by the original creator. Plus, it got a 4.5 out of 5 rating, so it seems to be doing its job. If you're on your mom's crappy computer, install HD low end. Next up, AWESOMEKILLS graphics. Now, if you want your game to look more like Forza Horizon, here you go. Now, GTA and Forza may be completely different types of games. Forza is a visually stunning experience, and this mod is going to bring that visual style and fidelity into Grand Theft Auto. Lighting is improved, the cars look incredible, lighting and reflections are much more realistic, and some of these screenshots look straight out of a car commercial. It looks real. Eye candy is a huge factor in open world games, and AWESOMEKILLS graphics is a freaking great place to start with that. Definitely check that out. And like I said, the link to all these mods are in the description. At number 3 today, Project Reload. If you want your GTA game to look feel like an action Schwarzenegger movie, here you go. Project Reload is another graphics AI combo mod that will greatly improve your visuals while also adjusting the cop AI to make gameplay a tad more interesting. So according to the mod's description, it includes 1,400 new textures, it completely reworks many of the graphic settings, it adjusts many of the weather settings, and it overhauls the cop AI to make them more consistent, predictable, while also making them smarter in combat. Now, I'm not sure if it was on purpose, but Project Reload gives me major action movie vibes, and it makes the game look and feel maybe more like a Fast and Furious game. It's fun. Give it a try. At number 2, Insane Rain. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I love it when it rains in a video game. There's just something cool about running around the map in the rain and soaking up the atmosphere. Well, if you're a fan of the water, Insane Rain is a great mod to enhance that feeling. Released in 2016. It greatly improved the rain effects in Los Santos. The rain looks realistic. It impacts the environment in clear ways. It interacts with the city lights more realistically. The list goes on and on. Insane Rain looks insane, and it makes for some awesome screenshots and some relaxing walks down the road. And now we've arrived at number 1, the best graphics mod out there if you ask us. NATURALVISION Remastered. The single most downloaded mod in GTA history. It's an incredible mod that a small team put tremendous passion and effort into. The NATURALVISION team wanted to make Los Santos look closer to the real-world Southern California locations it's based on, so they searched through thousands of photos and hundreds of hours of video to try and alter every bit of Los Santos to make it more realistic. And looking at these screenshots, well, you would think you're looking at real pictures of California. It's that good. And if you're playing on a very high-end PC, you can make it nearly photorealistic. It's incredible what a few fans of the game can do when they have a ton of passion and a lot of free time. NATURALVISION Remastered has been downloaded over 2.1 million times, making it by far the most downloaded GTA mod of all time. Let us know which are your favorites. Let us know a mod that was deserving to make this list that didn't quite make it. Thank you so much for all the support. Check out the videos on the screen and make sure that you are subbed with notifications on. We'll see you soon.